Hey YouTube, welcome back to Arcane Armory. I know the channel's been dormant for quite a while and I haven't had time to post anything, but we're in our brand new shop and that's what I've been doing for the last 3 months. So I appreciate your patience with me, and those of you that stuck around, I'm very grateful to you, so thank you. One of the cool projects we got coming up, I know that audio quality in here is not going to be very good. I don't have anything to absorb the sound just yet, but if you bear with me through that, I apologize. So one of the projects I got started with while we were in the construction phase was putting this beauty together. This is a customer requested firearm. It is obviously an AR platform rifle. The customer was asking for something that would be kind of upper mid-tier, maybe lower high tier type of performance. They wanted a gun that would shoot well, obviously, and a gun that would last the test of time. And I think we were able to accomplish that with this particular rifle. And I say that because it's made out of very high quality components. Not the most expensive thing. We could have run the price tag up substantially higher, but that wasn't the goal of the build. It wasn't just to build the most expensive AR. It was to build a very price efficient AR. Now there's a couple of things that made the price tag on this guy just a little bit higher than it normally would if we would have gone with some different components, but the customer specifically said that they wanted a certain caliber of component, and so we tried to achieve that. The other thing we wanted to do was make sure that we built a system that would function well with virtually any type of 5.56 ammunition. This is chambered in 5.56 or 223 Remington. And we wanted a rifle that would perform with heavier, more modern, more complex style of loads. Your 69 grains, your 77 grains, some of the the hollow point boat tail match rounds. So this particular rifle, I think, does all of those things, and it has some of the best components that you can get while trying to be as budget friendly as possible. So to go through the components on this, I guess we'll start at the front, go to the back. So up front here, we have a Midwest Industries 2-chamber muzzle brake. Standard 1/2x28 thread that is screwed onto a Geissele chrome-lined 1-in-7 twist barrel. It is a mid-length gas system. Under or over the top of that is a Midwest Industries 15-inch handguard with full-length Picatinny rail and our M-lock system on the sides and on the bottom. Moving our way back, two of the things that are pretty special on this particular rifle are the upper and lower receiver. These are Seekins Precision upper and lower receivers. They have a lot of cool features on them. They are mostly mil-spec in terms of what parts are going to fit into them. So just because we went with a special receiver doesn't mean we don't have availability of a lot of parts out there. The dust cover is mil-spec dust cover. One of the cool things that it does get us is ambidextrous bolt release. I would say bolt catch, but you cannot lock the bolt to the rear with the controls on this side. You can simply release the bolt. So in that way, it's not exactly an ambidextrous bolt catch. We have ambidextrous safety selector lever, as you can see there. The upper and lower is a billet forged upper and lower. They're match set. One thing I like about the Seekins is that it not only is a billet forged aluminum piece, but they look pretty nice too, without being over the top. We don't have any, exposed fangs and the skull faces and that kind of stuff like some of the receivers. I think those look really cool, but a lot of them for practical application, they're a little bit much. The charging handle is a Radian Raptor ambidextrous style, pulling a Bravo Company manufacturing chrome-lined bolt carrier group and bolt. The furniture on this is a Hogue overmolded 6-position stock, and the pistol grip came with it. They came as a set. And they're not the fanciest thing on the planet, but they are very budget friendly, and they seem to be very, very well constructed. The customer specifically asked for a receiver that would kind of stand out amongst AR receivers, aside from just saying the brand name on the side. And I think this lower receiver does that with the integral trigger guard, and it has a good look to it without being too over the top. The other thing the customer asked for was a special trigger, in this case a Franklin Arsenal binary trigger. So that's why our ambidextrous safety selector can go to standard straight up semi-automatic position and then back to fun mode. So That's for the binary trigger, which is legal in the state in which the customer resides. So this rifle is running a Franklin Armory buffer spring with a 4-ounce Aero Precision buffer, H1 buffer. So as I said before, this gun has a 1 in 7 twist in the Geissele chrome line barrel. So this will stabilize those heavier rounds. There's 69 grainers and 77 grains. And that's kind of what the customer was looking for, was something that could both perform up close, since they're 16-inch barrel, and have a little bit of reach to it as well. And the longer rounds definitely add a little bit to the 5.56 cartridge, provided you have enough barrel to get the velocities where they need to be. On top of the system, we have a Primary Arms SLX 1:6x24 LPVO. While the Primary Arms SLX line is not the highest quality scope on the planet, it does bring a lot of value for the dollar. And I've used a few Primary Arms optics in the past. They've all been very good, even though they've been very affordable. They do have more expensive options that have better glass, made in Japan, but customer wanted to get the operating system of this firearm as top-notch as we could afford, and then a little bit better optic system can be added later. This particular optic is night vision capable. It has 2 night vision brightness settings, as well as being daylight bright. And one of my favorite things about these style LPVOs is that even without the illumination, with no battery in it, you still have a functional scope under daylight conditions. That it's an etched reticle. This particular one is a first focal plane. So I've got a little bit of footage of zeroing and shooting this rifle in the binary trigger setting. Pretty fun. I've never done that before. Does go through some ammunition, that's for sure. One of the things I do like about the binary system, as opposed to a Geissele higher end Geissele trigger, is that your follow-up shot is a release instead of a second pull, and that makes the follow-on shot just a little bit easier to get back on where you want it to be. And I'm going to aim for the 6 on the left side of the target. Well, that seems to be functioning. And I appreciate that all of you are watching this, so stick around, and we're going to have more videos on more cool builds out pretty soon.